I had a gun in my cheek for about 2 hours.
And because we had over 115 grams on us by South African law, that turned us into dealers.
This is our ganja farmer. This is the heel of the nation. We out.
In South Africa, your life can swiftly descend into hell when you smoke cannabis. This is what happened to Myrtle, Clarke, and Jules Stobbs. They lived their ordinary lives as television producers and smokers and got caught.
Well, you know what? We used to be in the South African television and film industry. And then one day in 2010, we were arrested in our home for possession of cannabis.
I opened the door and there's 6 gun barrels pointing at me and the police are going, "Have you got illegal drugs in this house?" I said, "Yes, we have cannabis in the house."
They strip searched me 3 times.
I had a gun in my cheek for about 2 hours.
Where's the drug lab? Where's the drug lab? Where's the drug lab? Over and over again.
And because we had over 115 grams on us by South African law, that turned us into dealers. So all of a sudden, we were being charged with dealing cannabis and we were looking at 7 years in jail.
In South Africa, where there are around 3 million people using cannabis, it is the first country in the world where cannabis use was banned, and that was as early as 1908. The main reason? To control that part of the population which was using cannabis the most of the time, mostly the black Africans and the Indians. Until today, Dagga, which is South African slang for cannabis, remains a Schedule I drug alongside heroin.
This is a house of Tando, yeah, man? Only Rastafarian people. Give thanks, respect, one love.
Cannabis News Network visited several locations in and around Johannesburg, South Africa's biggest city, to purchase weed. Consumers are often forced to buy substandard weed grown on toxic mine dumps. For the average consumer, dealers are the only way to get cannabis. Only the people with more money or better connections can afford to buy decent strains.
Sure, bro.
Nowadays, Jules and Myrtle are public figures known as the Dagga couple. They often appear in the media and travel around the world to garner support. In 2014, they visited the Cannabis Culture Award in Amsterdam, where activists and cannabis idealists come together. Their story is larger than just South Africa.
The only opposition that we get is because of fear or ignorance, religious objections, or places like the rehabilitation centres that are bound to lose a lot of money because they put cannabis users through rehabilitation when they don't really need it. So the opposition is the same as anywhere in the world.
For the last 5 years, Jules and Myrtle have been preparing for scientific trials of the cannabis plant, where they will call upon expert witnesses to prove their case. They started a crowdfunding campaign in order to set a legal precedent in South African law.
So we're going to lead evidence to prove that the prohibition of cannabis is a human rights issue and it's an unjust law. The onus is on us to prove what we are saying is correct. And remember, we're the plaintiffs, not the defendants in this one. The best minds in the world of cannabis research are in the USA and Europe, and many of them have indicated they are prepared to testify.
We need your help to fly these busy professionals and academics to South Africa and accommodate them for the duration of the trial.
We have created a unique opportunity to expose the worldwide cannabis laws as being irrational, unscientific, and quite frankly, out of date.
Their case is due to be heard in the Pretoria High Court in March 2016. Stay tuned to the Cannabis News Network, your source for cannabis news. Cannabis News Network.